Lions. Did you guys get into this yesterday? Did it break during the show? I felt like this. Did you guys get into the Anthony Richardson stuff?
No.
Because I wasn't able to tune into the end of the show.
We did not.
No, I don't
Okay.
I don't think we did we?
Okay, so Anthony Richardson met with the Lions. And I know it blew everybody away. Real cream of wheat. Buy the TQQ or short it, Neil. But I would buy it now. I think it's a pretty good entry point right now. But we're not day trading this thing, right? I'm doing it, and I'll check back in 5 years. For real. That's how I'm going to work that. Here on Mark M, flannel bozo. So there's that. That's not notable that they met with Anthony Richardson. That's a part of the process. That's a part of the process when you have the number 6 pick. That's a part of the process that if you're an NFL franchise, you do, because it's due diligence, right, D-Mac? And look, I know it sent everybody over the edge, and I know your show, Woodward Heavyweights 5 to 7's a little bit later. I'll go to you first, Spenmo, because I know you guys had time to digest this and get to it. What was the overall take? Did people understand it's part of the process,
yeah,
right?
That's what I was trying to say. It's, you got the number 6 pick. He's a guy that's projected around that range. You got to meet with him. He met with a lot of different teams. So, but Dan Campbell did talk about drafting a quarterback, too. We have the video of that if you want to.
Yeah, let's run that, because I do think context is important, and especially this context.
You have Jared Goff. You guys love Jared Goff. I know all of that, but you're picking at 6 and 18, as Rick mentions.
Yeah.
I think there has been some talk of potentially drafting a quarterback, sitting him for a year. Where do you stand on this, and what are you hoping to get out of this combine and with these top signal callers?
Yeah, I mean, look, first of all, Goff did a heck of a job for us. And, look, he's no different than the rest of us. Talking about that crew that we had in 2021, he's very much a pivotal piece of that. And he had to go through – I mean, we were all got drugged through the – through the ringer. I mean, it was tough, and that includes him. We were all in the same boat. And I tell you what, man, it's a credit to Ben Johnson, credit to him as a player to want to improve. And so what he's done is, and what we were hopeful and thought we were going to get is a guy who, man, he's our guy, He's bought us time here. We believe we can win with Jared Goff. And in the meantime, we also know he's not going to be here for the next, 10 years. I mean, he's not it's not like Jared Goff's a rookie. So certainly our eyes are on, potentially a quarterback. And the question is, where do you acquire that at? And that's something that Brad and I kick around all the time. But we don't feel like we're pressed right now. We don't feel like we're pressed, But that doesn't mean our eyes aren't on a quarterback.
And so that was Dan Campbell yesterday on CBS HQ. And nothing... That's part of this now, right? Like the presentation package, that's all part of it. We're not breaking any new ground here or anything like that. That was, to me, that was a very politician-like answer, D-Mac.
Due diligence. You know what it's not? It's not signing a backup quarterback when you have the 3rd overall pick the day before the draft. This is going through the process, due diligence, having the conversation, and do you not expect that no matter what, whether he's in their thought process or not, they want to get to know this kid, whether it's a hype or not, but you want to sit down and have this conversation with them, don't you? To find out what all these kids are all about, to find that makeup. So even if you don't choose them, you have an idea what you're dealing with. So, yeah, it's very political. It's sort of like, one of those rallies that you see. There's Dan Campbell. Oh, hey, Anthony Richardson. Okay, he's going there. There it is. And the Michigan contingency's here from Detroit. All right, they're talking to him. Oh, there's some pictures. All right, great kid. Move on.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Peaceful Tim says, what if it peaks in 4 years, Neil? Okay, give me this. It's a long-term play. All right, Dave Schultz says, I just put a couple shillings into TQQ. I don't pretend to be a financial advisor. All I'm doing is kind of sharing my strategy as to how I think it's going to play out. That's it. That's all. But we are talking Detroit Lions, the Anthony Richardson deal, and all that stuff. Ryan's reaction says, Goff is a peak trade value of his career. Trade him. And see, I would disagree with that, Ryan, because I think the return on the investment in Jared Goff is greater than the return you would get in a trade for Jared Goff.
Absolutely. If you're going, well, here's the whole thing, and look at the value that you've got, what you got from him, with everything that's out there. right? Why am I gonna go on the market out there and start a new guy when after the season that he come off? Don't you want to see if you can do it again? That's always like an option, and I understand it where you're looking for value, but isn't he one of the best value quarterbacks with his contract?
Yes, because the heavy lifting's done.
That's what I'm saying, and you know, obviously could be an option, but I don't think they're going that way.
Yeah, and again, for me, that's where it's at. You know, Sam Flannel, him and Patrick Mahomes are basically the same age, only one draft class apart.
That is pretty crazy. I mean, it really does seem like Jared Goff, it really does seem like he's been in the NFL forever, but he's in his late 20s. That is pretty crazy.
Like, you knew he was in his late 20s, but you didn't realize Patrick Mahomes getting into his late 20s now.
Hey, still got a lot of time to become the GOAT, which he is on the trajectory for. That's for damn sure.
Chuck Brewer says you're not doing your job if you don't kick the tires on all options. And that's fair. And look, guys, somebody said it earlier in the chat thread. They said, I want to see the Lions draft Richardson and make Neil's head explode. And make no mistake, if it did go down that way, it's Brad Holmes doing it. And I'm a simp. Remember? He can do no wrong. Brad Holmes is my Steve Yzerman to D-Mac.
And you know what? Brad Holmes' office is right outside of Steve Yzerman's they're in the same house. Right, I've had 30 years with Steve Yzerman. I've only had a few years like the rest of you, but I'm right there to trust him. If he did that move, it's the same thing as if he traded Goff. Some of the decisions he's made, right? Like, I don't question him. It's the hashtags Holmes. Hey Holmes, you know, whatever it is. But it's the trust the guy in charge because of the plan. What
about this, Spenmo? People talking, you got a long day, Spenmo, by the way, which props to you, man. You're a grinder, bro.
You got a long day today, Spenny?
Every day's a long day for this cat. Chuck Brewer says this, and I want you to confirm this if you can. Neil, on the morning show, folks are doing mock drafts, trading Goff and 3 firsts to the Ravens for their quarterback, LOL. Can we confirm this?
Let me see if I can pull one of the drafts out of here, but...
That can't be the case.
Did I just hear we're trading for Lamar to pay him $50 million?
Yes.
What? Who came up with this?
Yeah.
Anyways, ridiculous.
I'll tell you this, and I'm a Lamar guy. I wouldn't trade Goff for Lamar.
No, not with our team.
Not with the contract.
And the contract. No, and to the system.
All right, here we go. What do we got? Look at that. So they did 3 future firsts. Is that what they're saying?
Yep. A first this year, the 6th pick, and then a 2024 first.
What?
Okay.
Neil, what is that? How
does
make that make sense money wise?
Can you please delete that out of the system so no one can ever reference it again? Thank you.
Hey, do you see that your boy Jake Moody went in the last round too?
He ain't gonna be there in the last round.
I know he's not. That's ridiculous.
That's even more blasphemous to me.
Yeah, no, that too. No, I'm just trying to say, how does that, Neil? Tell me how that makes sense with the money and whatever like that.
It doesn't.
Okay.
Real cream of wheat. No, don't delete it. It makes Adam mad. Okay, I hope so. People are telling me that's a fan mock. I don't know.
Hey, whoever did that,
is a fan
bozo.
Okay. Bozo. That's a bozo mock
That's a
draft.
bozo mock.
Spenny.
Hey, can you slander bozo on the cross?
Spenny, real quick before we get to the break. You,
yes,
as somebody who is, you fancy yourself a Goff truther, right? That's your terminology.
Yes.
You couldn't deny that deal enough, right?
No, that'd be awful. I would never do that.
Okay,
yeah,
that's all. What do you think about my proposal where I say I wouldn't do Goff for Lamar Jackson with the contracts being the way they are right now?
I would do Goff for Lamar Jackson.
You would?
Yeah.
And you'd 50 a year?
Yeah.
Guaranteed?
Yes.
So that's aggressive, man.
I mean, I don't like doing that, but I don't think he's going to get 50 a year guaranteed.
Deshaun did.
Yeah, that's pretty
We're in a world where Daniel Jones is still hollering in the streets, I want $45 million a year. If he gets that,
the world ends.
if he gets that, the quarterback market's going to go new. All I'm saying is if he gets that, there will be a lot of questions.